Hello, English lovers. Today, we're going to dive into something fundamental to mastering English: tenses. Understanding tenses is key to communicating clearly and effectively. So, whether you're a beginner or someone looking to refresh your grammar skills, you're in the right place. Let's get started. English tenses are like a system that helps us communicate when actions take place. Tenses tell us whether an action happens in the present, the past, or the future. But here's the twist: each of these can be further divided to express things like how long an action lasts or whether it's completed. There are three main tenses: present, past, and future. And each of these tenses has four aspects: simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. Let's break them down one by one. Ready? Present tense. Let's start with the present tense. 1. Simple present. We use the simple present for actions that happen regularly, facts, or general truths. Example: she goes to school every day. It shows an action that is habitual. 2. Present continuous. This tense shows actions happening right now or around the present time. Example: I am talking to you right now. We form it with are is plus verb plussing. 3. Present perfect. The present perfect connects past actions with the present. It's used for something that happened at an unspecified time before now or has a result that affects the present. Example: I have seen that movie. This implies the movie was seen at some point in the past, but it's relevant now. 4. Present perfect continuous. This tense is used for actions that started in the past and continue into the present or have recently stopped. Example: she has been studying for 2 hours. We use it to emphasize duration of the action. Next, let's look at the past tense. 1. Simple past. The simple past is used to talk about actions that happened at a specific time in the past. Example: I visited Paris last summer. It's done and over with. 2. Past continuous. This tense describes actions that were ongoing in the past. Example: I was watching TV when you called. It often sets the scene or shows an action interrupted by another. 3. Past perfect. The past perfect describes an action that was completed before another action in the past. Example: she had finished her homework before dinner. This shows the order of events in the past. 4. Past perfect continuous. We use the past perfect continuous for actions that were ongoing in the past before another past action. Example: I had been working for hours when the power went out. It emphasizes the duration of the action before something else happened. Finally, we arrive at the future tense. 1. Simple future. The simple future talks about actions that will happen in the future. Example: I will visit my grandmother next week. We form it with will plus base verb. 2. Future continuous. The future continuous describes actions that will be ongoing at a certain time in the future. Example: I will be studying at 8 p.m. tonight. It's used to show that something will be happening at a specific point. 3. Future perfect. This tense is used for actions that will be completed by a certain time in the future. Example: by next month, I will have finished this project. It tells us about the completion of an action in the future. 4. Future perfect continuous. The future perfect continuous describes actions that will be ongoing in the future until a certain point. It emphasizes the duration of the action. Example: by next year, I will have been working here for 5 years. It's about something that will have been happening for a period of time in the future. Summary and conclusion. So, to recap. Present tense tells us about actions happening now or regularly. Past tense talks about actions that already happened. Future tense predicts actions that will happen later. And within each of these tenses, we have four aspects: simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous, which help us give more detail about when an action happens, how long it lasts, and whether it's completed or ongoing. Closing remarks. Understanding tenses might seem tricky at first, but once you break them down, it becomes much easier. So, keep practicing, and soon enough, you'll be able to speak and write in English with confidence and precision. Thank you for listening, and I hope this session helps you in mastering English tenses. Don't hesitate to ask any questions. So see you again with another informative video on English learning. Till then, goodbye.